Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Good evening. I'm Michael Stipe. I'm here to induct Nirvana into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When an artist offers an idea, a perspective, it helps us all to see who we are. It wakes us up and it pushes us forward towards our collective and individual potential. It makes us, each of us, able to see who we are more clearly. It's progression and progressive movement. It is the future staring us down in the present and saying, come on, let's get on with it. Here we are, now. I'm purposely using the word artist rather than musician because the band Nirvana were artists in every sense of the word. It is the highest calling for an artist, as well as the greatest possible privilege to capture a moment, to find the zeitgeist, to expose our struggles, our aspirations, our desires, to embrace and define their time. That is my definition of an artist. Nirvana captured lightning in a bottle. And now I will quote Urban Dictionary off the internet in defining lightning in a bottle as capturing something powerful and elusive and then being able to hold it and show it to the world. Kurt Cobain, Krist Novoselic, and Dave Grohl were Nirvana. The potency and the power of their defining moment has become, for us, indelible. Like my band, R.E.M, Nirvana came from a most unlikely place, not a cultural city center like London, San Francisco, Los Angeles, or even New York or Brooklyn, but from Aberdeen, Washington, in the Pacific Northwest, a largely blue-collar town just outside of Seattle. Krist Novoselic said, Nirvana came out of the American hardcore scene of the 1980s. This was a true underground. It was punk rock, but the many bands and musical styles were eclectic. We were a product of a community of youth looking for a connection away from the mainstream. The community built structures outside of the corporate, governmental sphere, independent and decentralized. Media connected through the copy machine a decade before the internet as we know it came to be. This was social networking with a face. Dave Grohl said, we were dropouts, making minimum wage, listening to vinyl, emulating our heroes, Ian MacKaye, Little Richard, getting high, sleeping in vans, never expecting the world to notice. Solo artists almost have it easier than bands. Bands are not easy. You find yourself in a group of people who rub each other the wrong way in exactly the right way. And you have chemistry, zeitgeist, lightning in a bottle, and a collective voice to help pinpoint a moment to understand what it is that we're going through. You see, this is about community, cross-inspiration, pushing ourselves. Nirvana tapped into a voice that was yearning to be heard. Keep in mind the times. This was the late 80s, early 90s. America, the idea of a hopeful, democratic country had been practically dismantled by Iran-Contra, by AIDS, by the Reagan-Bush senior administrations. But with their music, their attitude, their voice, by acknowledging the political machinations of petty but broad-reaching political arguments, movements, and positions that had held us culturally back, Nirvana blasted through all that with crystalline, nuclear rage and fury. Nirvana were kicking against the system, bringing complete disdain for the music industry and their definition of corporate mainstream America to show a sweet and beautiful but fed-up fury coupled with howling vulnerability. Lyrically exposing our frailty, our frustrations, our shortcomings, singing of retreat and acceptance, of our triumphs, of an outsider community with such immense possibility, stymied or ignored, but not held down or held back by the stupidity and political pettiness of the times. They spoke truth, and a lot of people listened. They picked up the mantle in that particular battle, but they were singular and loud and melodic and deeply original. And that voice, Kurt, we miss you. I miss you. Nirvana defined a moment, a movement for outsiders, for the fags and the fat girls and the broken toys and the shy nerds and the goth kids from Tennessee and Kentucky, for the rockers and the awkward and the fed up and the too smart kids and the bullied. We were a community, a generation, in Nirvana's case, several generations, and the echo chamber of that collective howl, and Allen Ginsberg would have been very proud here. That moment and that voice reverberated into music and film, into politics, into worldview, into poetry, into fashion, into art, into spiritualism, and the beginning of the internet, and so many fields in so many ways and in our lives. And this is not just pop music. This is something much greater than that. These are a few artists who rubbed each other the wrong way in exactly the right way at the right time. Nirvana. It is my honor to call to the stage Krist Novoselic and Dave Grohl.
I was the quiet one in Nirvana. I was the drummer. But most of you don't know that I was the 5th drummer of Nirvana. For whatever reason, I got to be the luckiest person in the world and also be in Nirvana. But I have to give credit to all of the other drummers that came before me. Aaron Burkhart, thank you very much. Dale Crover from the Melvins, who is my absolute drumming hero. Chad Channing, who is the drummer of Nirvana. Chad, where are you? I know that you're here somewhere. I think you're here. Isn't Chad here somewhere? Where's Chad? Chad's around here, isn't he? Are you over there, Chad? Hey, Chad. So here's the thing. Guess what Chad's responsible for? If you listen to a song like In Bloom, that's Chad. When I joined the band, I had the honor of playing Chad's parts. So Chad, thank you very much for allowing me to play your drum parts. I appreciate that very, very much. Dan Peters from Mudhoney, who got to play one show with Nirvana. Thank you, Danny. But there's a lot of people that made this possible. People that you might not know. People that I grew up with in Springfield, Virginia. Like Michael said, really? You could afford the train? We came from this underground punk rock scene where there really were no awards or ceremonies or trophies. It was all about doing it for real, and the reward was doing it right and doing it for real and sharing the community of music, helping other musicians and inspiring people. And so I got really lucky to grow up in the Washington, D.C. punk rock scene where I was inspired by all of these amazing people. Too many to list, but everyone from Chris Page to Ralph, to Dave Smith, to Ruben Radding, to Pete Stahl and Franz Stahl and Skeeter Thompson, all the people that I've ever played music with, Barrett Jones, I have to thank all of you because I wouldn't be here. I'm also lucky that when we first started out, we didn't know anything about business. We were in a fucking van, you know, buying corn dogs from t-shirts that we had sold. And we were lucky that we met a manager named John Silva, and we met an accountant named Lee Johnson. And I'm happy to say that I've never, ever strayed from those two people in my life. That's like 25 years. John Cutcliffe and Michael Meisel, and I mean, it's a long list of people that I'm gonna forget most of them, but most of all, I have to thank my family, because I was lucky enough to grow up in a musical family in an environment that encouraged music. Parents that never told me not to listen to fucking Slayer, you know what I mean? I listened to some really, really fucked up shit. But my parents never told me not to, because I was finding myself. So, Mom, thanks. Thanks for letting me drop out of high school. Kids, stay in school, don't do drugs. It's a bad idea. I have to thank my beautiful wife, Jordan, and my two daughters that I hope grow up to inspire people just like every musician I grew up inspired by. Because I think that's the deal, is that you look up to your heroes and you shouldn't be intimidated by them. You should be inspired by them. Don't look at the poster on your wall and think, fuck, I could never do that. Look at the poster on the wall and think, fuck, I'm gonna do that. And then you do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for that great induction and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I want to thank all the Nirvana fans Nirvana fans walk up to me every day and say thank you for the music. And when I hear that, and that reminds me of Kurt Cobain, okay? So I want to say thank you, Kurt Cobain, and I wish Kurt was here tonight, okay? And that music means so much to so many people, and there's new generations and new fans coming up, and it's really powerful. And Kurt was an intense artist, and he really connected with a lot of people. And and when Nirvana, we started in Aberdeen, Washington, in Washington State, and we had an infrastructure there to support us. There was a music community. I want to thank Sub Pop Records, the music community in Seattle and Washington State. I want to thank Buzz Osborne. Thank you, Buzz, for turning us on to punk rock music. I want to thank Alan Dreyer. Thank you, Alan, for being there when we really needed you. I want to thank Jack and Dino, who recorded our first record. Steve Albini and Butch Vig for recording us twice. Thank you, Susan Silver, for introducing us to the music industry properly. And thank you all again.
I'm probably gonna cry. I'm already crying because he'd be so proud. He'd say he wasn't, but he would be. I just miss him so much. He was such an angel. Thank you.
You know, I have a big speech, but I'm not gonna say it. Hi. We all start bands when we're kids. And this is my family I'm looking at right now, all of you. Brother Michael, Brother Krist, Grandma Wendy, Mr. Grohl. Come on, David and Chris. That's it. I just wish that Kurt was here to feel this and be this. 20 years ago, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame maybe wasn't. But tonight, he really would have appreciated it. He would have appreciated Chris and Dave and Michael and his mother and his sisters being here. And I just want to give this to Frances, our daughter, who's not here because she's ill. That's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you so very much, Jan, and the committee.
So here is a lady who I can't believe is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who should be. Ladies and gentlemen, Joan Jett. So Dave made a good point about the music, American hardcore music and punk rock music, and what an underground it was. Michael made the same point, and it was a really eclectic scene. There was like country punk, the Meat Puppets, Black Flag, raga, heavy dirge raga punk, and there was also like deconstructed heavy rock Sonic Youth. And so coming of age and listening to this kind of music, it's kind of a new way of listening to music. There's a lot of ways to approach listening. So we have somebody from Sonic Youth here. Kim Gordon.
maybe fucking else.
Again, thank you to the fan. Thank you very much, people here in Brooklyn at this event. Thank you. And thank you for the great honor for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Indeed, there are new generations. People are loving the band, and time marches on. We have another artist who's going to join us tonight, and I love her. I discovered her recently. She's the singer in the band St. Vincent. She lives here in Brooklyn. Her name is Annie Clark. Annie.
Cause today I found my friends, they're in my head. I'm so ugly, that's okay, cause so are you. We broke our mirrors Sunday morning, it's every day for all I care. And I'm not scared, light my candles in the days, cause I found God. So lonely, that's okay, I shake my head, and I'm not sad, and just maybe I'm to blame for all I've heard, and I'm not sure, I'm so excited, I can't wait to meet you there, I don't care, I'm so horny, that's okay, my will is good, yeah. Today I found my friends, they're in my head. I'm so ugly, that's okay, cause so are you. We broke our mirrors Sunday morning, it's every day for all I care. I'm not scared, light my candles in the days, cause I found God. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I want to thank my parents and Wendy. Thank you. I'm thanking my parents. I'm thanking you, Virginia. Thank you. You did something right. Because we're up here tonight, so thank you, okay?
You know who I want to thank that I don't know if anyone's really thanked yet? Pat Smear, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Pat. Oh, I forgot. Pat, I love you so much. No, you don't love me more. Krist loves you more than you.
Thanks, Pat. Pat joined the band at a really critical time, and he fit like a glove. We've been brothers ever since. Thank you, Pat. We're going to wrap it up with this number. So again, thanks, Pat. Thank you, parents. I'm going to invite somebody up here who is intense. She's passionate. So she's perfect for the job. She has her whole future in front of her, too, which is really neat. Ladies and gentlemen, Lorde.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?